Show you guys how to install our pre-cut tint kits on this ADV 2-door. We are doing ceramic 20% today with a 5% banner across the top. This machine is brand new. We're going to show you how to remove door gaskets. We're going to show you how to do a proper install. These are probably my favorite machines to tint. They're very easy to install on, so let's jump in. All right guys, we're going to work on the passenger front window. So we're going to roll down the window, turn on the key, roll down the window. You're gonna just take your hand, grab onto this gasket, and this gasket will actually just pull out, thus making the install really easy on this window. So now we're gonna roll back up. Once rolled all the way back up, we're going to grab a razor blade. We're gonna grab our razor blade and our soapy water. I'm just using my knee to support this, but we're gonna take our razor blade and we're gonna razor blade the glass. I can hear a little bit of grit, so I'm actually gonna wanna razor blade this twice. Now that you got this seal out of here, it'll be a lot easier to tint this window. This is why these are my favorite machines to tint. These are definitely the easiest. So at this point, we wanna spray the top edge. We wanna wipe this crown of the glass with our microfiber or towel. We're gonna come back, we're gonna soapy water all of this, and we're gonna razor blade it. Depending on the level of grit, we might have to razor blade it twice. Sounded pretty good. So at this point, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this tool, the conquistador, the first time we've used this in our install, and we're going to soapy water up the glass. We're gonna take our conquistador, we're gonna start in the center of the top, and we're gonna squeegee all this down, ensuring that we go behind the side there. Now that that's all done, we're gonna wipe between wipes. We're gonna wash this out. This is all clean and prepped for install of our window film. So we're gonna close the door, and we're going to take soapy water this, and we're just gonna wipe this section down. And this is where we're gonna use as our peel board. So my piece is pre-cut. We're gonna take the piece, we're gonna soapy water it up, and we're gonna set it on the outside of this machine. Okay, just like that. And then we're just gonna take our squeegee, we're gonna anchor this down so as we lift our liner up, it's not gonna peel off the machine. So at this point, the liner side's towards us. We're gonna peel this, we're gonna wet all of this. We're then gonna open the door, and we're going to wet our glass, starting at the top, rinsing all the dirt downwards, just like that. And then we're gonna carry the piece into the machine. So I'm gonna pinch the one edge, and I'm just gonna carry the piece in. Just like this. You're gonna start on this front edge, and you're just gonna drop the film down below where you pulled the gasket out. And the soapy water is gonna help you kind of propel that down there. And then you're just gonna flop this on. We didn't touch any of the surrounds. This is called the bottom load. So we bottom loaded the film. We got this in. We wanna make sure we don't have any light gaps. Everything's looking good. So there we go. I'm happy with my top edge. We don't wanna be over the top edge. We wanna be just like that. So now that this is where we're happy, we want to squeegee this all out. Being a little stubborn. There we go. I'm happy with that. We want to squeegee this top half out, what we can gain access to, and then we're going to simply roll up the window just like so, and we're going to squeegee this all out. So now we got this all squeegeed out. We're going to go over it twice, and then we'll move on to the passenger. All right guys, so we're back here now on this rear window. We're going to actually take and prep this before we start. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna open the gate, and we're just gonna spray our soapy water mix on here. We're gonna take our razor blade, and we're gonna razor blade this whole window. So we wanna make sure, again, like always, we're prepping the glass. I do suggest on the used machine using a Scotch-Brite pad, a blue one, a non-scratch, and Scotch-Briting this window because it is a large area. You wanna make sure that you razor blade every last inch of this. Again, this is a relatively new machine, but we want to make sure that a dealer didn't stick a sticker on the inside of this and it's going to get trapped between your film and your glass, or there's any sort of dirt We want this to turn out really nice. Tinting windows is a lot like painting something. Before you paint, you gotta do all your prep work. Paint is all about prep. So at this point, we're just gonna take our soapy water, our rag and our squeegee. We're gonna spray it again. And we're going to wipe off our squeegee, and we're gonna squeegee this starting at the top, which would be like the bottom of the window. And we're just gonna go side to side. We're gonna squeegee off all this water, hopefully getting rid of any sort of contamination that could be on here. We're gonna go around this hinge. So now at this point, I'm gonna teach you guys how to use the outside of the machine as a peel board and how to do a reverse roll. So we're going to shut the window. The piece of film is over there. I'm gonna grab it, and we're going to use this as our peel board, and it's gonna make the process very easy. So I'll grab that. So here's our 20% ceramic film. We're gonna set this on the outside, and we're just gonna take our squeegee and we're just gonna anchor it down from center outwards. It's okay that it's a little sitting on the hinges or the locks. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna lift up our liner, and we're going to lift it up, kind of like what we did on this quarter window. And we're gonna go most of the way and wet this. And then we're gonna lay the liner back down. So in this example, my liner ripped, but it's okay, I can show you how to handle that. So my liner actually ripped off. We're just gonna actually take this piece and put it back. It's just to protect the film. So we don't want the sticky side of the film getting a bunch of dirt in it. We don't want it to potentially pick up any contaminants, because that will show up in your job. So we're gonna wet it just like that, and we're gonna lay it back down on the glass. So now that we've done that, we're going to mist the outside of this, and we're gonna do what's called a reverse roll. And that's where, I'm gonna get out of the way of the camera, we're gonna take and roll this in on itself. So it doesn't need to be a perfect roll. It just needs to be rolled up. This is the easiest way I find to manage the film on the inside of the machine. So now I've rolled from driver's side to passenger side. I'm going to roll this all the way tight, and I'm gonna open the hatch. So we're gonna get this open. And now at this point, I'm just gonna gently mist the window, and I'm going to flip the roll over to this side, and now it's ready to be unrolled on the glass. And I can control the speed in which that this is happening. So I'm using my left hand to support the roll, and I've got my other hand free to kind of pull the film where it needs to go, kind of position it, make sure that it's landing on the glass where it needs to go. And then I'm just gonna use my left hand to increase my speed. The liner's now on the back side of my film. Again, you can see how much slip is on this. So I'm just gonna peel my liner all the way off now, throw that on the ground, and I'm going to create a little hump here and guide the film and stretch the film out. Boom, it's landed, it's perfectly fit. I'm happy with the way it fits. And now I'm just gonna squeegee this out. So I'm gonna spray a little soapy water on there. I'm gonna go center outwards. There's no gaps here. There's no gaps around these hinges. I'm just gonna go center out, and then I'm gonna squeegee all this out. And then the back window will be installed. We'll move on to the passenger and driver's front, and then the banner, and then we're done with this machine. All right, guys, so I'm gonna jump in here. I've already wetted the piece of film like we did on the other side. So I'm gonna give you an outside look of what it should look like tinting from the outside. So I'm gonna hop up in here. We're gonna get positioned. We're gonna spray our soapy water on. We're gonna take our metal razor blade, and we're gonna razor blade every inch of this. Okay, now that it's razor bladed, we're gonna wet it, take our squeegee, and then wipe off our blade, squeegee, wipe off our blade, and then squeegee and wipe off our blade again. Now this is ready for the dry install. With the dry install, like I said, I've already wetted this on the outside of the machine. I'm gonna peel my liner, throw my liner away, and then carry this to the inside and set it on the glass, just like so. Now you guys can probably see all those bubbles. I want to check for light gaps, I want to check for fitment. And once it's fitted, I'm going to squeegee out the water. Okay, and then I'm just going to take and mist the film again. And I'm just going to squeegee it out a second time, making sure I extract all the water out of the window. And now we're ready to move on to the back window. Hey guys, showing you this ADV that we just tinted. We got a 5% banner on the top, 20% ceramic on the side windows. This is just a 2-door with a little topper thing, I like to call it. Looks really good. This is the UTV window tint pre-cut kit. Fits perfect. It's a good looking machine with some window tint. Changed the way it looked. I like it in the camel with the window tint on there. Check that out, UtvWindowTint.com.